and they competed in their first Ironman this month. Please welcome Michael to the stage. In July, he qualified for the 2018 and 2019 U.S. national team, which is his 6th consecutive national team. He also qualified for the USA Pan American Games team. Please welcome Cody Miller. Busy this summer with competitions like the 2018 Speedo Sectionals, where she won the women's 100 freestyle and 200-meter breaststroke. In April, she won 2 more events in the 2018 Argentina National Championships, the women's 200 breaststroke again and 50-meter breaststroke. Please welcome Breja. Competing in triathlons all around the American Northwest. He finished first in his age group and 4th overall in the Founders Day Trailblazer Triathlon and the 2018 Toyota Triathlon. He just completed his 200th triathlon as his 30-year career. Please welcome Sean.
Since the summer of 2016.
My name is Cody Miller. I'm a swimmer, and I've been taking ASEA since 2010.
My name is Bria Larson. I'm a swimmer, and I've been taking ASEA since 2009.
I'm Sean Burke. I do triathlons, road races, and everything I can do to get moving. And I've been taking it, I started taking it when I was little. 2012.
My name is Dexter Yates, and I'm an Ironman athlete. I started taking ASEA when Sean told me about it in 2015.
Michelle Salt, Paralympic snowboarder, and I've been taking ASEA since 2015 as well.
Wow. All right, again, this is for all of you. Cody, we'll start with you this time. How frequently are you using ASEA Redox, and how much do you take at a time?
So recently I've been using the Renew 28 a lot, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. I've had a bit of knee injuries the past couple months, but as far as drinking ASEA, I'm pounding it, especially when I'm training really heavily. I'd say at least 16 fluid ounces a day. I try to take it in the morning, before my stomach is empty to get, full absorption, and then again before I go to bed. So, as swimmers we eat a lot, but you try to maximize by taking it when you're not eating as much. So.
When you're not training, how much do you take? Is that dose significantly
No
better?
less than 8 fluid ounces a day. Yeah, it's still between 8
Still
and
a lot.
12. Yeah.
Awesome. Bria?
Mine's kind of the same. A lot of the time I'll just drink a pouch on the way to practice and then drink a pouch on the way home, so 8 ounces or 16 ounces. During competitions, I probably have a pouch before and after each race, so depending on the races, I could take up to maybe 64 ounces in competition.
Thank you, Sean.
I'm taking 16 ounces a day. I take 8 ounces in the morning, 4 ounces at noontime, and another 4 ounces to 6 ounces in the evening. And then if I'm doing workouts for more than 2 hours, I'll have 4 ounces before and after.
I start every day with my pouch of 8 ounces, and then between workouts, I'll have another pouch. If I'm doing a 100-mile bike ride and a 5-mile run, I'll have another pouch in between those 2 workouts.
You made that sound like it was just like a 20-foot walk for you. The 100-mile bike ride, you just made it seem like you just walked 20 feet. Yeah. Amazing.
So I'm in an anaerobic sport. So I'll do 8 ounces a day if I'm going to be on snow or doing a workout, and I'll do an additional 8 before and 4 after.
Awesome. Let's come back here to Michael.
So when I'm preparing for a long try or run, I'll do 16 ounces, 8 ounces in the morning, empty stomach, 8 ounces at night with the pouch. They're very convenient. But standard is about 12 ounces a day.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that all of you take some before your workout and then after. And you find that that's the best results for your performance. Yeah? Awesome. All right, Bria, this one's for you. What benefits do you feel when taking ASEA Redox?
A lot of the time, I think the biggest thing is just recovery in general. I think my favorite experience is my junior year in college at SEC Championships. I was taking a lot. That was my first time trying 8 ounces before, 8 ounces after, 8 ounces between every race, and 8 ounces in the morning. I felt like I had like 7 gallons during the whole competition.
Wow.
And I remember being fatigued, but I didn't feel any lactic acid. It was huge for me. And I think a lot of it was because I was staying very hydrated. But I think it was a good testament to the product itself. And my favorite thing about it is knowing that I have full confidence that it's a clean product. The ingredients list is right on the package. I can look up each very simply because there's like 2 ingredients. I've been drug tested probably over 200 times, and I'm confident every single time that it's a clean product.
So I've had multiple questions just from my associates in Australia about that. Is, as Olympic athletes, you have to give them everything that you take every day. And there's never been a question about ASEA or it ever coming up on tests, correct?
Never.
Listen here, you guys. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, Mike, this one's for you. Is ASEA Redox just for athletes?
No.
Short and sweet?
No, it's not just for athletes. If you want a good quality of life, you want to be healthy, Because without your health, what else do you have? You have nothing. So I encourage everybody to keep taking ASEA and tell your friends and utilize us. Yeah, we're athletes, but can I go on a little bit? So
Whatever you want to say.
Kyle, who I pushed in the chair, he had surgery on his spine, and they developed an infection during his recovery. So he started taking ASEA, drinking, along with his mother would spray the ASEA from the bottle on the wound, and rubbing Renew 28 around the infection. It was a 2.5-inch hole that was in his back. The doctors were amazed how quickly it healed. Amazing. Also, he would suffer from spasms in his legs. Those subsided to almost nothing now. They were very painful for him. I consider him an athlete. He's definitely an athlete because when we roll, he's got to endure all the elements that we run into, the heat, pouring rain, the humidity. So he is an athlete, but then again, he has his regular life as well, and I do as well as a business owner, and I'm on the move constantly, trying to build my business. So it helps me all around.
It's amazing. Thank you. All right, this one is for Sean. Are you nervous? If an associate knows an athlete and wants to get them on ASEA Redox, what would you recommend as the main selling points?
One of them is recovery. That's a big part for athletes is recovery. Another one is if you want to up your game, in other words, increase your performance. And the other thing is if you want longevity, this is the product for that.
Amazing. This one's from Michelle. What benefits have you experienced from Renew Advanced, or Renew 28?
So the advances in Caroline, for me, I have very stubborn skin, especially when I'm traveling all around the globe, on snow, goggles on, lots of dry skin. And for me, I found the only line that actually keeps my skin healthy, especially again when I'm on snow and when I'm dealing with different climates and altitudes. So I found benefits for mainly my face, but also I have burns recently too, and so the concentrated serum has helped these burns to heal quicker than they would have without it.
And what's your routine with this advanced products?
Morning and evening. So wash my face morning, evening with the burns multiple times a day. I was told that these would scar. I have exhaust burns from my dirt bike. I was picking it up and my prosthetic knee gave out and I rolled onto my very hot exhaust. Yeah, so I was told that it would take a while and that these would scar, and it's been a month and you can hardly see them now. So pretty amazing.
Wow. All right, Sean, back to you. Tell me how excited you are to try these new ASEA products.
I'm very excited. I will tell you that I've been on the product since 2012 on ASEA. I just added ASEA Via, and I did my 200th triathlon last week, and I did the fastest race I've ever done. And the other thing I can say, and you guys are going to go crazy about this, is that Dexter Yates has been on it since 2015. We just added ASEA Via, and she just won the World Championships.
If that doesn't get you on ASEA Via, I don't know what will.
And she looks amazing.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. All right, this one's for you, Mike. How do you feel like ASEA Redox has taken your career to the next level?
Not only as an athlete, but in my everyday life. So I train very early in the morning. I'll be at the gym between 3:30 and 4 in the morning. Because my day is, well, it's kind of, I have no choice. I got small children, I'm married, so after work, they want me home. So, so I'm very busy. As soon as I leave the gym, I go home, shower, do what I gotta do, and just leave. And I'm go, go, go. Just a real brief. I build running chairs for disabled athletes. And it's a constant, and it's a growing business. It's growing really very fast. So I'm moving very fast all day long. And without the ASEA, I wouldn't be able to perform the way that I'm doing now. And I know I'm exhausted at the end of the day, because as soon as my head hits the pillow around 11, I'm out.
And remind us how many ounces a day you're taking.
So on an average, if I'm not competing in a race, I'm doing 12 ounces a day. But I also do Renew 28 every day, morning and night. And I spread it all over my face. And the reason why I do that is, I was thinking, I thought about this. I put it in my forehead and everything. Well, it's close to my brain. And you know what, if it's gonna, I need all the help I can get. So I put it all over my face, under here, over my ears, in the back of my spine, and I just massage my traps. I hold a lot of tension in my traps, and my posture isn't the best. So I do that morning and night, and it's wonderful.
Love it, thank you. All right, Dexter. How important is recovery to you? And how has ASEA Redox played a role in your recovery?
Wow, that's my word for ASEA is recovery. I do have to train a lot for my sport. Excuse me. And to me, I would not be able to compete even in these races, let alone do as well as I've been doing without getting done with my long training and being able to get up the next morning and go out and do it again and again and again. As for recovery, I am a little jet lagged right now. I've been on a plane for the last 4 days, coming from South Africa after finishing that race. And I got in at 3 o'clock this morning, so if it wasn't for ASEA, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now.
Wow, thank you. All right, Cody, this is for you. How to stay healthy and active improve your everyday life?
Yeah, staying healthy and active to me is, obviously I'm an athlete, but it's huge. It means everything to me, right? Like, when I retire from swimming, I plan on continuing to take ASEA because I truly believe it's a part of a healthy lifestyle, and I think that it can be utilized in all kinds of different ways, all the way to promoting healthy brain function, right? I notice that when I take it in the morning, I feel more alert, I feel rested, and I feel that same way when I go to sleep at night, almost like in a calming way. And so that's when I explain to people, obviously as athletes we say, oh, it helps us recover. But you have to make that transition into telling people, it's not just for that, right? Like living your day-to-day life, there's a lot of stressors. There's a lot of wear and tear on your body just from going to work. And ASEA is not a Band-Aid, but it's a source of fuel to help your body maximize its fullest potential. And for me, I'll go off on a slight tangent if I'm allowed. About 14 weeks ago, I started having very severe knee pain in both of my knees. And I'm a breaststroker, so I do the frog kick, right? And that's just an unnatural movement. There's nothing natural about breaststroke for the human body. And they started to hurt, and it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. And I got treatment, and I did all these different kinds of things, and I raced at the U.S. Nationals in Korea, and I qualified for the Pan American Games, which is amazing. I'm very humbled to be a part of Team USA again. But it wasn't the best meet. It wasn't, things didn't work out exactly how I wanted to. And afterwards, I got an MRI, and this was just 2 weeks ago. I had an MRI on both knees, and they say I had a tear in my meniscus. I had tears in my MCL, medial collateral ligament of my knees, and the patella, which is like a padding in between the two joints of your knees that protects your bones from, basically colliding, was very worn down. And from just all the years of wear and tear, and the doctor looked at me and he said, "You competed like this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "I've seen football players with knees less worn out than yours that have been out for seasons." And he said, how did you do this?" And I said, well, I think I have a high pain tolerance. And he's like, yeah, that's not it. And he's like, what were you doing? And I told him, I was like, well, I was taking a little bit of ibuprofen, and the only thing I was doing was using the Renew 28 on my knees. And they think that mitigated the swelling and allowed me to kind of muscle through it, honestly. Because every kick I took for those few weeks, especially racing, the week before the meet, I wasn't able to do any breaststroke kick. And for us, like something I do hours of that every day. I wasn't allowed to do that at all leading into the biggest meet of the entire year. And so I think, the Renew really helped me through that. And the doctor would kind of look at me and was like, whatever you're doing, it's working. So that's my testimony to that. And I had this crazy procedure where they extracted the cauterized blood from my knees because my tendons were being suffocated. And there's all this I've got these crazy videos you can see on my Instagram. Anyway, so the Renew's been it's been a lifesaver for me, quite honestly.
So how often were you putting it on? Lathering it on?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
How often were you lathering it on?
I was putting it every few hours, every 2 to 3 hours, as often as I could, right? You can't overdo it. You can't overdo a SEA. So I was like, I'm just gonna do everything I can to get every little inch, every little, so it's been pretty great.
Awesome.
Fortunate.
Thank you. This is for you. What advice do you have for people who want to get started with more exercise but aren't sure where to start?
I guess it kind of depends on where you're at now. Every little bit matters. So if you aren't going for walks, start walking. Just put your shoes on, get out the door. You don't have to be training 8 hours a day to be an athlete. I think just being active, getting up, moving around does something. Enjoying more of the outdoors, even going as far as getting a gym membership. There's people out there that can help you, and luckily, through the social media that we have today, there are so many avenues to look up for different exercises and different routines that are free, because everyone just wants to put their information out there now. So be a little creative, have some fun with it, look up different classes or different activities in your area, and just try and keep moving, because I think that's the biggest thing. It's so much easier to stay at home and sit down and watch television, So if you have a favorite TV show, you have time to exercise.
Good point. All right, this is for all of you. Cody, we'll start with you. If you could use one word to describe ASEA Redox, what would it be?
Revolutionary.
That's good. Bria.
I'm not going to steal Dexter's, so I'll think of something else. I would say clean. I think it's a big part of our sport. I cannot stress that enough. I think especially, I'm sure all of us can agree to this, everyone wants you on their product, right? Everybody, I constantly, at least every other month, I have someone saying, we have this product, you need to take it, because they want to help you out, they want to be part of your career. And it's honestly really hard to get an athlete on a new product because there's loyalty and whatnot, but mine is so easy. It's ASEA is clean. I get drug tested, and that's the first one I declare every single time. Yes, I take vitamin C, yes, I take ibuprofen, and ASEA. Always ASEA. Never, ever nervous about putting it down, put it, out to the ounce, but I would definitely say clean.
Love it. Sean?
Longevity.
That's brief. My one word is recovery, but I can keep saying recovery, because that has made just a huge difference for me, and so I'm able to do what I love to do.
Results. When I started taking ASEA, I was probably sitting at the bottom half of my category, and took the product. I was noticing that my recovery time was a lot quicker, which I think in return was motivating me to try new stuff. As well, I noticed I had more energy on snow, that I could go from a 6-hour day to an 8-hour day. And because of that, I went on to podium 16 times in the last 3 seasons.
All right, Cody, this one's for you. When faced with obstacles, how have you stayed focused with your goals?
I think the biggest thing for me, looking back after going to the Olympics, is having balance in my life, right? So for a lot of us, sport is this huge thing in our life, but it's not the only thing, right? We have other things, like I recently got married, I'm working with kids, I'm coaching, I'm doing other things. And so I think it's important to have perspective and really keeping things in perspective and really understanding that, yes, I'm an Olympic swimmer, yes, swimming is this huge thing in my life, but at the end of the day, that's just one chapter in the book, right? That's not everything. And if you can find ways to remind yourself of that, then suddenly it kind of lightens the pressure, and it allows you to look at your goals and be like, I can hit these, but in the back of your mind, if you're like, if you don't, things are going to be okay. And understanding that and knowing that it's going to be okay regardless of the outcome, it's very freeing. And so yeah, that's my best piece of advice, is trying to maintain perspective.
I think that's great. All right, this is for all of you. Bria, we'll start with you on this one. What do you hope to accomplish in the next year in regards to your athletic career?
Oh, well. So my best. I had kind of a rough year this past year. Just different life-changing events and whatnot. But I hope to just keep training and go to different local competitions and to just kind of vamp up for the Olympic year in 2020.
I think that's great. Awesome. Sean?
I want to keep, obviously, racing and make, in 2020 I'll be 60 years old, and I want to compete in the World Championships with Dexter. But more than that, I want to continue to help people reach their goals, no matter how small or how big they are. That's what my heart is, that's what I love doing on a daily basis. And if I can keep that in perspective, then whatever comes after that is just icing on the cake.
Dexter?
Gosh, after last weekend and being a world champion, it's something way far bigger than I ever dreamed. I guess, what else is there? But maybe to try to repeat it.
So coming home from the games in Pyeongchang, finishing 4th, which was actually really tough for me because I was ranked 3rd overall going in, and there was a bit of pressure there, mainly the pressure I put on myself. I just decided I was going to take a year off. And so started cycling, which I really enjoyed, track cycling, but then I tried wake surfing for the first time, and I love it. And there's actually no circuit for adaptive wake surfing, so a friend of mine who's missing his leg above the knee and his arm, we decided to ask Canadian nationals if they would put in an adaptive category. So we became the first 2 amputees.
Wow.
Yeah. Working to start the governing body for adaptive wake surfing internationally. So that's what I'm doing.
Mike?
So, two weekends from tomorrow, we're doing half Ironman in Atlantic City. And the only reason why we're doing that half Ironman is because Kyle wants to be recognized as an Ironman. So after that, my goal is whatever he wants to do. Because if he doesn't want to ever compete again, guess what? I'm not ever running a race. I'm not ever doing any more triathlons. I have no desire to do it. For me, I'll always train them. But knowing Kyle, after this half Ironman, he'll probably want to do a full Ironman. What else he's going to want to do. So it's up to him. He dictates the events that we do. And so for me, I have no idea. He loves surprising me too.
Whatever Kyle wants, I love
Whatever
it.
he wants.
I love it. Cody?
What's next for me? So I'm training for the next Olympics. As I said, I qualified for the Pan American Games Championship next summer, which is in Lima, Peru, which which is pretty cool because like on the top of my wife's bucket list is climb Machu Picchu. So right after we're done competing, yeah, we're gonna hit that summit. And so yeah, it's just, I mean, Bree and I have a lot of competitions leading up to those meets. You know, there's a World Championships, and then also on the other side, it's like fulfillment. It's me wanting to help others and kind of lend a hand to the young kids, and so developing a swim clinic company where I travel around the country and sell tickets and bring in little kids. It's basically like a giant swim lesson where I get in the water and I show them how to do certain things. Bria does a lot of them, and then let them wear my gold medal and let them take a picture of that. Because I'll tell you what, like I'll never forget the first day I met my first Olympic swimmer. His name was Josh Davis. And he let me hold and wear his gold medal. I was 10 years old, and that moment changed my life. Right? Like, I saw that guy as a rock star. And I was like, I want to be like that, right? And like now, being on the other side of that, like I want to be able to do that for other people. I want to be able to provide that for other people. So I'm very much looking forward to doing a lot more of that as well. So.
Wow, amazing. This is for all of you, but Sean, we'll start with you. What is your motto? And that could be personally, that could be professionally. What's your motto?
I always say that when you feel the worst and you try the hardest, you gain the most.
Love it. Mike, we'll come back to you.
My great aim is to love others without others loving me in return.
I would say for me, it's I've always had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, and so I'm willing to outwork my competition or push myself to my fullest. I don't have like a catchy phrase or anything, but I would say just I think hard work is obviously the most important skill, but it's learnable, right? It's not inherent. You can choose, you can adapt, you can learn how to work hard. So once again, when I come back to teaching children, it's like you make those choices every single day. So I just take that on with it.
Great, Bria.
Mine has always been stay humble and hungry. I think if once your ego starts getting too big, it can be pretty damaging. And so if you can kind of stay humble in whatever you're doing and stay hungry to keep going, makes it a lot easier to start to thrive.
Sean?
The battle is fought within. In other words, mentally tough. Some of the things I've been through with the military is I have to start fighting the battles inside myself in order to perform outside myself.
That's good. Dexter?
My motto is, don't let what you can't do keep you from what you can do.
All right, this is for all of you again. Sean, we'll start with you. Out of all of the supplements out there, why choose ASEA Redox? Bria mentioned earlier that, and I'm sure this is applicable for all of you, that you get contacted all the time from companies to use their product. Why ASEA Redox?
Because it's native to your body. I mean, we're not putting a foreign object into our body. There's a bunch of stuff out there, like Bree said, that are not native to our body. It's foreign to our body. This is the only product that is native to our body, and so we're just actually putting more natural supplements within our body to perform. But I do have something that I want to share with you guys. It's something I thought of with the new product coming out in ASEA. So everybody's going to ask me this, so write this down. First thing you want to do is activate your cells with ASEA. Next thing you want to do is feed your cells with ASEA Via. And then you want to be able to use your cells by being active.
I like that. Did you guys write that down? That's good. Can you say that one more time? Write this down.
You want to activate your cells with ASEA. Then you want to be able to feed your cells with ASEA Via. And then you want to be able to use your cells by being active. And that's what this has all been proven up here with our panels, is that we've taken that three different things, and that's why you got an Olympic medalist and world champion and someone who's trained.
Will you also answer with this question, how you all heard about ASEA? I know, Dexter, you heard it from Sean, but I'm not sure we all know how everybody else heard about it. So Sean, will you let us know how you found out about ASEA?
I was getting ready to do a big race, and I went to a trade show, and then I went by this booth, and it said, redox molecule native to your body. And and then also said the science of redox molecules. I've been a therapist for 30 years, and that's what caught my eye was the medical part of it. And so then I read Dr. Gary Samuelson's book, and that got me going. And then I went to listen to Dr. Gary Samuelson and Robinson Ward do these TED Talks on just what redox was. And then I started getting me thinking about it. And so once I did that, I got on it, and it's been lights out since then.
Wow, amazing. Dexter.
I use it because it works. I'm not a scientist, but my body is my own research lab, and it works. And so I'll continue using it as long as I'm able.
To piggyback on that, it's clean, I know what's in it, and I believe in it. It works.
And how did you hear about it, Michelle?
I was contacted by a rep that said there's this product out there, it's great for recovery, and so, you know, I chatted with ASEA and gave the product a try, and I was like, yeah, this absolutely does work, and I would love to be a part of this. And then since it's expanded to Renew Advance and, you know, the new nutritional line, so I'm excited to, yeah, be a part of this.
Love it. Mike?
So I've taken, over the years, tried a lot of products, and they all don't work. And then, and my mother is an associate, that's how I found out about the product. And she pretty much had to force feed it down my throat. It took like a year for me to try it. She finally threw the case at me and just said, just take it. My mother's great. She's wonderful. She can cook amazingly. She's here. And so she pretty much forced it on me, and I started feeling the results after a few weeks, and I haven't stopped.
And did you say those dreaded words, Mom, you're right?
Yes, I said that.
Cody?
So I heard about ASEA through a teammate actually. When I was in college, he was like, I got this supplement, my mom is a distributor, and it works. And I was like, okay, dude. Like, I'm very skeptical of the supplements I take. And this guy was like, you know, he became a very great swimmer, but at the time he was not a very good swimmer. I was like, I'm not going to listen to this guy. And then, like, over the course of the year, he just started winning. And I was like, all right, I gotta try this. And then from then on, that's kind of how it was. I started taking it, and you know, once I did the research and learned about it, like, I love how he phrases it. Like, it's native to the body, and that was very attractive to me, and it's super clean. And I started working with ASEA basically through Bria, because Bria and I were at a World Cup in, I think, Dubai. And we ended up having to share a hotel room because they wouldn't give her a hotel room. Yeah. Anyway, but she was
She's not real.
separate rooms, it was just sweet. Okay.
They gave me a smoking room and it smelled like smoke and I couldn't breathe.
And they wouldn't give her another room because we think it's because she was a female, quite honestly. But anyway, when we were in the room together, she's like drinking ASEA, and I'm like, hey, like, drink ASEA. And then she's like, you want to work with them? I'm like, yeah. Because you're great, 'cause I met her.
Thank you for sharing, Cody. So I started my senior year of high school. So I didn't actually start swimming club until my senior year of high school, which is super, super late. So those who usually do their sport in college probably started club around at least 12 years old, maybe 8. So I was very, very behind the learning curve of that. So I really started ASEA when I started club. And I started out swimming the 100 breaststroke at a minute 12. And just about every week and a half when we had another swim meet, I dropped a second. And so by the end of the season, I dropped down to 102, which was enough to give me a scholarship offer to Texas A&M University. And you know, it's just kind of changed my life since then. And you know, I drink a lot of cold water anyway, so it's really
Okay, so the chlorine taste is normal. And then why ASEA over any other supplement?
the biggest thing is that it's clean. You know, I've never really had any negative effects from it at all. I've tried different protein products, but my stomach's kind of sensitive. And I just really like it. And I actually have some, right now I'm training with some high school kids, super fun, a little bit of a different dynamic. But there's one who's diabetic, and there's another who's gluten intolerant. And this product is amazing for them. You know, there's no, again, foreign substances, there's no different proteins. A lot of people can't have certain proteins. And so like this is a product that isn't protein based that has recovery. And I honestly haven't seen any other out there like it. So I'm sticking with it.
Love it. All right, this one's for all of you as well. Dexter, we'll start with you. What has been the best part of being an ASEA sponsored athlete?
Wow, the best part is my successes, I guess, but the thing that's more near and dear to my heart is all the wonderful people that I have met from all around the world by being in contact with them through ASEA.
Michelle?
It's hard being after Dexter because she always says what I'm going to say. Yeah, definitely meeting all of you, the great ASEA family, as well as standing behind a product that works and that, again, I believe in. It's been an incredible journey in meeting all of these athletes that also have a testament and a story, and so.
So of course the product is absolutely amazing, but even better, just to top that is, the people. I tell you, with social media, I get so many ASEA friends now, and I just love it. It's fantastic. The other thing is just working with corporate, just communicating. Lowry, she's wonderful. All the folks from the office that I was able to meet. You have a wonderful company backing you. I can't say enough for this company. They're genuine. I was at another, down in Maryland, I was at, did a smaller conference there, and I was able to have dinner with a lot of the executives, and it was just, the conversation, it was cool. I was kind of like, wow, I'm kind of in behind the scenes, and the intent that they have is to just make the world better. That's their intent. And I'm like, wow,
I echo everything he said. I just feel like the company as a whole is very genuine. He nailed it. From an athlete's perspective, we get those pouches. It's a game changer. You just slip those in your bags. I'm telling you, like now that I'm like an athlete, a sponsored athlete, they give me those pouches. I'm like, this is incredible. Also, meeting all these incredible people. I wouldn't, it's amazing. Like my mom's like, you get to meet Dexter. Yeah, dude. Did you take a photo of her or you're dead to me?
Mom knows best.
I've been requested for Dexter spam on Instagram. Like, please just post with Dexter. But again, kind of reiterate what Cody said, the pouches are a really big deal. Unfortunately, there have been cases, probably in many sports, where athlete substances will be tainted. Their supplements. Their supplements will be tainted. I think maybe twice out of over like 400 pouches I've probably taken. There's been one where the seal is broken just by chance, and I'll throw it away. But it's really, really nice to know that every single pouch that I take, which I take 8 ounces at a time anyways, has a seal on it. It hasn't been tampered with. I take it and it's done. That's really nice. It's nice that I don't have to worry about different powders. The preparation athletes have to take now, by putting the powder into a plastic bag and then putting duct tape over it in different types so that you can tell if anyone's tampered with it. People aren't tampering with ASEA. We've seen the factory. We've seen how it's made. There's no cross-contamination at all, which is such a big deal. I can't, say that enough. But the product is incredible. I take it. My little sister takes it. My grandma takes it. We're in ASEA family, really.
Love it. Sean?
Can I say 2 things?
You sure can.
From an athlete's point, I race, since I've been on ASEA, I've done 48 races since being on ASEA. Before that was like 140 some races. Never placed in those races of 140 races. Since being on ASEA, I've raced 48 times and won 46 of those races. But I will tell you what's even more dear to my heart. My wife and I, being involved with the company, have gone to Ecuador twice. And to go to Ecuador and represent an ASEA athlete, I paid for it myself because it's in our heart. But the lives that we have changed in Ecuador, the powerful bonding that my wife and I have had by going to Ecuador, and the lives that we're changing of these little kids that remember us from the last year to this year, coming up to giving us a big hug and saying you're here to help us, that's more powerful than those 48 races that I won.
Left, and I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to open it up for questions, but I need you all to be organized and no chaos. Say, Kim, I promise I'll be organized.
I'll be organized.
Kim, I promise. All right, who has questions? Oh, I like your enthusiasm. Please, sir.
First, does your training include weightlifting? Your arms are incredible.
Thank you. So the question was, her arms are incredible. Does she include, or does her training include weightlifting?
I love weightlifting. Weightlifting is my favorite part of swimming.
Who introduced you to ASEA?
Oh, ASEA, a family friend. My family has kind of gone through a lot of different products, but they've stuck with ASEA. It's been an incredible product. But yeah, just a family friend who said, hey, Bria, you need to try ASEA, take it. And I said, okay, Paul. And I started taking it. That's great.
Easy. Julia.
So, for Bria and Cody, probably more Cody because you were already swimming before you started taking ASEA. How long was it before you noticed a difference?
So the question was, how long does he notice before a difference when taking ASEA?
So I won't go really into it, but I went on and off it for about the first 3 years. I'd go half a season. Well, the year is broken up into 2 seasons. You have a short course season, a long course season. And over those 3 years, I did one on, one off, one on, one off. And I noticed I'm very analytical. I pay attention to every little detail. I monitor all things in my training. And one thing became clear to me over the years in my journals. The years and the seasons where I was on ASEA, I was outperforming myself. And that became very, very clear to me. And after 2014, late 2013, I completely have just stayed on it because I believed it at that point.
All right, yes.
Sean, I have a comment, just one comment. You said lights out. Is it really lights on? And secondly, this is for Cody. When you were swimming and you told everybody that you were using Renew 28, my question to you was, Michael Phelps was swimming. Did he see what you were doing?
That's such a loaded question. Yeah, so as far as cupping, that's been around a long time. It just became popular as people saw Michael doing it. The Renew 28, I quite honestly didn't start really utilizing until just a few months ago with my knees. Because I was pounding so much ASEA. And I thought, I'm going to use this because the doctor looked at me and told me, he's like, you're not going to be able to swim. You're probably going to need surgery. And I was like, well, that's not the first time a doctor's told me that something horrible is going to happen. I'm like, I'm going to see if I can prove him wrong, right? Anyone that knows my story, I have this crazy deformity in my chest, and I was told that there's no way I was going to be able to swim, and I did. And so I just started layering my knees with the Renew 28, and I was able to swim through it, and the swelling has gone down tremendously. And I had a procedure done a little over a week ago, and it was pretty gnarly. My knees were ridiculously swollen. It's gone completely down. Like I was on a bike this morning. And the doctor was like, that's not going to happen. I was like, well, I've been using Renew, and it did. So that's my long-winded answer.
First of all, thank you all so much for sharing your stories with us today. I'm grateful to be present. How important is diet for you with your training? And does anybody want to comment on a specific diet that helps them along with the molecules to help them succeed?
So the question was, how important is diet along with taking ASEA? And then if they want to comment on what diet. they use with ASEA molecules.
So from here on out, I want you guys to think about your body as a Ferrari. If you were given one car for the rest of your life, how would you treat it? You know, like, would you put soda in the gas tank? No. You know, I think it's okay to have treats every once in a while, but like this is the only body you have, and you have to treat it right, eat clean. I think my diet mostly consists of fruits, vegetables, and meats. I'll put in rice every once in a while, and I love ice cream. But you know, just eat clean. As for snacks, if it comes with a wrapper, don't eat it. Try and eat wrapper-free. You know, try and make your food versus buying frozen meals. I know sometimes life gets really hectic, but you know, I think that we tend to put our diet on the wayside and go the easy route. But you know, if you have your one car and you just put the cheapest oil and you never take it in, you know, it's not going to run very well after that. And so I feel like if you take care of it now, you'll appreciate it later, and you can never spend enough on your health.
Probably breaking the rules by not asking a question, but I have to say, my father took me to see Roberto Clemente when I was a child, and I looked up to him not only because he was a great athlete, but he was a gem of a human being. And today in professional sports, I don't think we have that. And every one of you are just gems of human beings, and it just amazes me that ASEA found you and you found ASEA, because it's such a match, and it just, of all the things I've heard today, some of the things you were saying about what you're doing is just so impressive, and I'm so thankful for your core being.
Michelle, are you going to be able to come back out?
She's in the back right now.
Oh, she's coming. We'll wait till she gets up. Oh, nope. Ah, I got it. Great athlete there going to her.
Sorry, I've been sick all morning, so I just couldn't hold it in longer. Sorry, what was the question? Yeah. Okay. Residual, I do, yeah. Yeah, I do. I find for me, actually, I don't have as much phantom pain. So that's a big one. The first 2 years were awful for phantom pain. I'm 7 years in now. And I often massage my leg to try and get rid of my phantom pain. So if I use Renew 28, the phantom pain goes away quicker. Yeah.
That's amazing. The gentleman right next to her, go ahead.
Are there any of these products that show up on drug testing? Are there any of them that I don't know if you know about the new ones, but currently the VA you can take without drug testing problems, or are there any of the others that you know of that may cause a problem with drug testing?
So ASEA is not WADA approved yet, so me and Cody won't take it until it is. Doesn't mean it's not a great product, but just as it hasn't been approved, just to be safe. But as for the just other ASEA products, they're clean. I've never seen anything pop up, never had any negative
They're
drug
all
tests.
approved.
They're all approved, yeah.
Great question. All right, you guys, we are out of time. Can we please give a warm ASEA thank you?